Tom Brady is coming back.
Thus ending his very short retirement.
And here we go again.
Believe it or not.
Did you know this was coming?
I didn't.
What's left to say about Tom Brady after 22 seasons? A commanding lead in virtually every career mark for a passer in NFL history. 7 Super Bowl titles. #1 in career wins. #1 in career passing yards. Touchdowns, yada, yada, yada. The greatest quarterback of all time. The greatest football player of all time, period. So what else could Brady want? How could the most accomplished player in NFL history possibly have unfinished business? If you want to answer that, you gotta dive deep.
Let's go!
No more tenured veteran in the NFL than this man, the GOAT.
I still have some good football left. What's going on here?
Football's an all-in proposition. You need 100% commitment, and 6 weeks later, he's like, yeah, I'm back.
Look, folks, I get it. You got 40 glorious nights of reprieve from all that is Tom Brady. A break from seeing his records, his trophies, his NFT commercials.
Get that Spurs back, huh? You'll never see another one like this one.
Greatest quarterback to play the game.
Bucks are gonna beat the Chiefs. I was saving them for the Super Bowl.
And for 40 glorious nights, we got a break from watching the guy downing teams' playoff aspirations like a cool glass of avocado tequila.
You're going to be fiending for it still.
Oh, we all were a little bit, you know what I mean?
Brady! For the middle, Moss, touchdown! Brady!
I get it.
Brady!
Dude wins a lot. He's won so much, he could literally be the winningest team of all time. Picture that. A 33rd franchise, the Tom Brady GOATs, established in the year 2000. Kinda into it. In just its first 22 seasons of existence, that team would have more Super Bowl victories than any other franchise in NFL history. 7 Lombardi trophies and 10 appearances. That's more hardware than the 49ers, Steelers, and even the Patriots. Brady's daughter, Vivian, has seen the confetti fall more times than Cowboy fans have seen playoff wins over the last quarter of a century, and she's 9 for crying out loud.
Let's face it, he's the franchise.
I think we are numb to the Tom Brady isms of the world. We know he's going to do this. He's been doing this for so long.
Career touchdown pass number 500. 600 it is. Oh, that was the 600.
Gotcha.
It's easy to take Brady for granted if all you do is see the guy win, catch some confetti, and head off to Disney World.
Going to Disney World!
Yeah, he might get on your nerves after a while. But that's because you've been missing the real show. And there is no show in sports like Tom Brady.
You know better than this. Ken Beltonka's leaping. He goes in. Push it around. Break it in. That's your quarterback. Unicorns. Show ponies. Where's the beef? My God.
Even when Brady bombs, he bombs better than anybody else. Heading into his first Super Bowl, not only was Brady playing on a bum ankle and competing against the Patriots franchise quarterback.
Touchdown! Touchdown by Drew Bledsoe!
You know, the second guy ever to sign a so-called lifetime contract. Brady was also coming off the worst pre-Super Bowl slump of all time.
What a story this is!
Out of every quarterback who has started a Super Bowl and the 7 games leading up to it, nobody, not Trent Dilfer with the 2000 Ravens, not Sexy Rexy in Chicago, not Vince Ferragamo and the Rams, nobody has had a rougher stretch than 2001 Tom Brady. His 2 passing touchdowns are worst in class, and he coughed up the ball 6 times over that stretch. 7 if you ask Raiders fans.
Quarterback's arm was going forward. It is an incomplete. All right.
And yet, Brady got the start and Bledsoe got shipped off to Buffalo. In the history of lifetime contracts, none has had a shorter lifespan than Bledsoe's. Why? Because Belichick knew that he didn't need stats. He needed trophies. He needed a savvy football mind who could execute his brilliant halftime adjustment strategy.
Greg, the message from Bill Belichick is very simple down here. We're not going to change anything.
Bold.
We're going to do what we do. We're going to try to win this game with the way we've won all the others.
There's no arguing the results.
Gonna run it. Inside the 5. Touchdown.
On critical drives in the playoffs, that's the final fourth quarter or overtime drive with a chance to take the lead or tie the game, nobody has gotten the job done like Brady.
Tom Brady just won't quit.
Not Russell Wilson, Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers, or Peyton Manning. 78% of the time, Brady has marched down the field for the pivotal touchdown or field goal attempt. We took the outcomes of those kicks out of the equation because, you know.
On its way, it is. Oh, man.
So my Peyton Knights can't lay Manning's 500 success rate on Mike Vanderjagt. Blame the cold if you have to.
Brady with time, now on the run, throws, touchdown! Tom Brady not talked about all this week, by the way. Throws for one, runs for another.
He's done his talking on the field. Playoff victory!
Lighting the stat sheets on fire in the regular season doesn't mean squat come playoff time.
I said I was going to get you there!
I tell you, Tom Brady is one of those guys who will headbutt you to get ready for a game, and he looks like he'll headbutt you to finish a game.
In the playoffs, you need a closer. You need Mariano Rivera in the ninth. You need Tom Brady.
Up the middle, top, then they might be in Vinatieri's reign.
At some point when you're in the Super Bowl, you have to let it all hang out.
In postseason history, Brady holds a 9-5 lead over Joe Montana for comeback victories. He's also got a 14-6 lead over Elway for game-winning drives in the playoffs.
He puts together drives, pressure throws.
Looking to throw it. Touchdown!
Tom Brady said a couple weeks ago, we just persevere because we apply pressure for the whole game.
Brady's 39 regular season comeback victories after trailing by double digits are 10 more than the next guys Dan Marino and Peyton Manning.
Brady, end zone touchdown! Here's Edelman broken up. Oh, that's a catch.
It's fourth quarter and it's money time for the greatest guy to ever suit it up.
Brady fires end zone touchdown! Tom Brady, you are Tom Terrific.
Again, if you're one of the millions of people that are sick of Brady,
If you don't recognize that Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback ever to play the game, you're not qualified to talk about sports.
I get it.
I say that with all due respect.
Touchdown!
This quarterback will absolutely eat you alive.
I mean, the guy's career is so ridiculous, you could chop it in half and wind up with 2 Hall of Fame-worthy resumes. Each half of Brady's career gives you more passing yards and touchdowns than all but 7 Canton residents.
Wow.
Both eclipse the careers of Fouts, Young, Bradshaw, and half of Monday Night Football's broadcast team. On Pro Football Reference's Hall of Fame monitor, Brady's current score sits at just over 259. That's double the average score of all quarterbacks already in the Hall of Fame. Dak Prescott and Matthew Stafford would have to retire at Brady's age to achieve the Hall of Fame score Brady garnered in just the first half of his career. Kirk Cousins and Derek Carr would have to stick around into their 50s.
You like that? You like that?
At 50 years old, I'm guessing not. To match Brady's total career score of 259, each of those guys would have to play until they were cashing Social Security checks. The only guy with a shot of catching Brady's total Hall of Fame score before turning 40 years old is the latest quarterback to sign a lifetime contract. The $500 million man, Patrick Mahomes. And that ain't happening if Mahomes keeps losing to the NFL's most senior citizen.
Go to the Super Bowl?
Did you say here we go?
It's Gronk for the first down. Burkhead to the end zone. Hello, Super Bowl. New England back again for the 3rd straight year.
Brady's Hall of Fame score of 259 isn't just the best ever, it makes him one of the only 2 quarterbacks in PFR's 200 club. And the second?
Brady and Manning, which one do you pick?
I guess Peyton Manning because of how he came out day one.
Peyton has had more of an impact on the game, certainly, than any quarterback I've seen.
Who is the better dancer? Tom Brady, Peyton Manning?
Both bad. It's just bad.
Then again, Peyton is Peyton. Most MVP awards of all time, more first-team All-Pro selections than Brady, and Peyton averaged more Pro Bowls because he's Peyton Manning. And yet, any 3 of Peyton's seasons fall short of the best seasons by Brady. During Brady's 3 highest-rated seasons in approximate value, he set the single-game postseason record with 505 passing yards.
Under pressure, slips away deep downfield and getting free is Danny Amendola.
Been waiting for this one to happen.
Threw the 4th most passing yards in NFL history and tied the record for longest bomb.
Brady out of the gun from the half-yard line. Why not? Wes Welker pulling away. and he ties an NFL record with a 99-yard touchdown.
But it's Brady's 2007 season that sets him apart. A season some would argue, I mean me, is the greatest single season of passing in the history of football.
Gaffney's waiting for it. Gaffney is in for the touchdown.
With a big-time assist from Al Davis, of course.
Oakland sending disgruntled yet talented wide receiver Randy Moss to New England.
The New England Patriots are not going to throw away their playbook now because they have Randy Moss and just start inventing things.
On the hitch, Brady for Moss. Guarded back to another touchdown. Boy, do they love Randy Moss.
In their very first season together, Brady and Moss didn't invent any new records, but they shattered the hell out of the old ones.
Looks downfield, wants the bomb for Randy Moss. Comes up with the catch. You think that trade was good with Oakland where they got Randy Moss for a 4th-round pick? Yeah, I believe it was a very good deal. Steals of the century.
The single-season record for touchdown receptions? Yep.
Moss all alone at the 20 and forget about it.
First 50 passing touchdown season in NFL history, you know it.
Brady with time, going back again to Moss. Touchdown Patriots.
Oh my goodness, 50 touchdown passes. I just, it's absolutely incredible what he's been able to do.
Unfortunately, all 3 of Brady's best seasons ended with a Super Bowl loss. Brady's back-to-back losses to Eli helped extend his title drought to a full decade, the longest gap between Super Bowl victories by a starting quarterback. But hey, at least Brady got the critics off his back.
Tom Brady's just about done. It could be his next game he plays. It could be a year from now.
After 84,000 plus yards, 623 passing scores, or nearly 300 career wins in a regular season and postseason combined, does Brady really care what anybody says?
Tom Brady is the GOAT because he's been in the system.
What else could the guy possibly need?
He is going to fall off a cliff.
How many rings are enough?
I'd love to fall off that cliff. Can I fall off the Super Bowl cliff?
I've seen Bill Belichick without Tom. Any quarterback that has took the field has won ball games.
Bill Belichick is not God. Tom Brady is God.
He also won 11 games with Matt Castle. He could win 11 games with Matt Damon, let's be honest, Ben. But look,
that's outrageous.
If Brady had stayed retired, he would have ended with the greatest swan song in history. Tom Brady, at 43 and 44 years young, threw not 1, not 2, not a lot of other numbers. He threw 96 touchdowns. 96! Are you kidding me? Far and away the most touchdowns scored by any legend in their final 2 seasons. More than any of his would-be successors have for their careers.
I'm excited to get to work.
I hate to break it to you, but you're probably not going to be starting anytime soon.
Walks it toward the end zone. Evans again.
We run out of superlatives. We run out of accolades. Where are we? What's the stat?
Did I mention Brady was 43 at the start of his Bucs career? That's my age.
I got a bad leg. I run out of breath getting the mail.
Brady played the longest season of his life, 16 regular season games, 4 playoff games for a total of 20. He became the only quarterback to go through 3 Super Bowl MVPs in a single postseason. Breeze, then Rodgers.
Makes the catch. Touchdown Tampa Bay.
And then Mahomes to claim his 7th championship.
Intercepted. Picked off in the end zone. Bucs are going to beat the Chiefs.
If he were in the NBA, Brady's 11 championship appearances would be tied for 3rd all time. That Brady's 74.5 win percentage in the playoffs is better than the New York Yankees, the Los Angeles Lakers, and the Edmonton Oilers. Last season, Brady re-broke his record for the most single-season passing touchdowns at age 40 or older. So what else is there? Did he not want to overpay for the ball Evans gave away? The media insiders spoiling his retirement party?
I would be so mad.
Brady doesn't owe you an explanation. He's given you over 2 decades of master classes in football greatness. He's given you a role model, a hero, to some, a villain. If you've spent the last 20-plus seasons taking Brady for granted, growing complacent, this is your second chance. Don't let this moment go by. Don't miss one more second of the greatest player the NFL will ever know. One of these days, Brady is going to retire for good, but not today, so don't look away.